grade, so I was
Yeah.
very much ahead of myself.
Huh.
And I always got good grades, so they couldn't put me back.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, all that traveling was very helpful that way.
Now, you told me once a long time ago that you basically went through just about almost every one of the 50 states at one point.
Yes, I've been in every one of them,
Wow.
including Hawaii.
Now, tell me just for the
Alaska?
Hmm?
When were you in
Oh, yeah.
Alaska?
Yes, because when we came back, we came down through Alaska to Nome.
From the Philippines?
Down for
Wow.
down through
Yeah,
To
but
Seattle.
you were what, 2 years old at the most?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, that was a very interesting trip, and I do remember it. Because I was the only one that was allowed to run around the ship, and I had a crocheted, it was cold weather up there. I had a crocheted snowsuit of some kind. It was pink, because I was a girl probably. And it had a tassel hat, and it had tassels tied up the front. And I was running around free, and there was an opera singer on board whose name was Richard Crooks, who was quite well known. And I was the only one he would talk to, and he befriended me, and we had a grand conversation.
Nice.
I don't know what I said to him, but
That's funny.
he gave me a postcard with his name and address on it, and he said, now, if they're ever mean to you, send me this. And I had it for years, and I might come across it somewhere.
Wow.
I hope I do. I haven't seen it for a while. So.
That's so cool. Now, how old were you when you were in Hawaii? And it must have been when you were driving age, because you told me once that you learned to parallel park on a really steep hill, and your instructor was a double for Don Ho.
He was also he was part of the police chorus, and his name was Joe. Oh, jeez, I know the name like a
It'll come
back
to
of
you.
my hand. Anyway, Joe Iccioli, a great big barrel. It looked like a barrel with legs. A Hawaiian with a falsetto voice, and he sang in the police choir. He was a soprano. Yeah, it was in Hawaii, and we went up on one of the hills that was known for its
Being
being
steep.
so steep, and we get up there, and in fact, I think I was driving Susie. I'm not sure, I think so. Anyway,
Susie is a car.
yeah.
Yeah.
He made me stop, turn off the engine. It's like we're like this on the hill. Then I had to turn it on again and carefully do a parallel park on the side. And then I had to turn it off again and get it. All the while he's singing to me in his falsetto voice. What a guy. And so I passed my test.
Wow.
But I had learned to drive on the grounds of the airport, actually, out of Mother had me driving around out there, and we had a flat tire, and she had me change it.
Oh, no
right
kidding.
then and there, absolutely.
Wow.
I had to change it.
Now, you're saying this was actually Pearl Harbor?
You could never,
Wow.
you could never do that. We were out on the parade grounds,
Yeah.
but I could never change tire now because you need
Oh, yeah.
strength nobody has.
Now, Mike?
This
now,
was
Mike,
about a year before Pearl Harbor.
that was the next question I was going to ask. When the attacks of Pearl Harbor, was your father stationed in a different part of the world?
Dad was out in the Pacific.
Oh, wow.
He was out and he was patrolling all the waters out there. He went to Easter Island. He sent back all his stuff. He collected shells. I still have them all outside.
Wow.
That I gave to Eric, and Eric, professor, wouldn't give him any credit for it. Eric's the one that identified them all, looked them all up, and put them aside. But his professor wouldn't give him credit for it because he hadn't collected them. Could you beat that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I still got
Drop everything and go to Easter Island for a college credit.
But Dad wrote all kinds of stories about the fact that if you're going to collect shells, if you collect them in the water and let the ants eat out the insides, they will not lose their luster.
Huh.
If you collect them up on the beach, they've already dried out and they don't shine anymore.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So I'm going to close with this for this segment. Somewhere you have some petrified wood from the petrified forest.
Yes.
How old were you when you went through the petrified forest?
Well, that was in our trips coming back from California, so I was, what, 13?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
That's
going to...
along with all those shells. I've got a whole box of
Yeah,
stuff. out
that
there.
would be the first leg of Susie's trip.
There you go.
California.
Good.
Coming back to
Also, somewhere in between there, when we were back here, I spent a summer at Martha's Vineyard with Uncle Gip and his family.
Mm-hmm.
And he took me and introduced me to all the Indians' hunting grounds out there.
Oh, wow.
So I had some stuff from there too.
That's so cool.
Had a very interesting life.
You're not kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm going to wrap it up for right now.
Okay.
Appreciate it.